Alright, what's going on, guys? Boy TG, welcome back to another video. So in this video, we are going to preview Team Canada of the 2025 NHL Four Nations Faceoff event that's coming up in February. So this will be a four-part video. Of course, for this video, I will be doing Team Canada. Part 2 will be Team USA. Part 3 will be Team Sweden. And then Part 4, the final video, will be Team Finland. So all this will not be in one video, and of course this event replaces the all-star game, so there will be no all-star game this for 2025. It will be the Four Nations Face-Off event. There will be the all-star game will resume in 2026 when the Islanders will be hosting the 2026 NHL all-star game, but for 2025, there will be no NHL All-Star game because of this NHL Four Nations Face-Off event. So without further ado, we are going to go ahead and get started. Since this loads. All right, so skip the title slide. So introduction. So NHL Four Nations Face-Off is a ice hockey tournament scheduled to take place on February 12th through 20th of 2025. The games will be held at the Bell Center in Montreal and TD Garden in Boston, and this will feature only NHL players. So only NHL players will be featured in this event. No NCAA college hockey players, no WHL players, no OHL players, none of that. Only NHL players, hence the name NHL Four Nations Face-Off event. And like I mentioned already, this will replace the 2025 NHL All-Star Game. The 2026 NHL All-Star Game will be at UBS Arena, which is home to the New York Islanders. And like I said, this will feature only NHL players, not other hockey players whatsoever. So this event was first announced at the 2024 NHL All-Star Game, which of course was in Toronto, and I felt like Toronto put on a great show hosting the NHL All-Star Game. And the four teams competing in this event are Team Canada, Team Finland, Team Sweden, and Team USA. Go on to the next slide. And like I mentioned already, this will be a four-part video on the 2025 NHL's Four Nations Face-Off event. So for this video, we're covering Team Canada. The next video I do with this will be Team USA. The third one will be Team Sweden. And the fourth and final one will be Team Finland. And as you see, the jerseys that will be worn for the 2025 NHL Four Nations Face-Off event. I like Team USA and Team Canada's jersey. Team Sweden has a great jersey as well, and Team Finland. All these in general are great jerseys. So I really do like all of these. If I had to choose one, I would say Team USA probably has the best one. And I'm not saying that just because I'm American. I'm just saying it because, like, based on my opinion. But Team Canada also has a solid, great jersey, and Team Sweden as well. Not bad. All these jerseys I do like. But if I had to choose one, I'm just saying Team USA has the best one. But I'm not saying that because I'm American. I'm just saying it because of my opinion stuff. But I'm not trying to choose favorites. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and get started. So, Team Canada, projected lines and notes. So, first line, I got Brad Marchand, Connor McDavid, and Mitch Marner. Not a bad first line right there. Second line, in my opinion, is really good. I really do like that second line. It's probably my favorite line out of all these lines right here, featuring Sidney Crosby, Nathan MacKinnon, and Connor Bedard. And I say that the second line is my favorite because Sidney Crosby, Nathan MacKinnon, both from Nova Scotia, both are best friends, so they know each other really well, and they'll be playing. And I'm pretty sure that this line can just generate goals just like that. And of course, Connor Bedard, who looked up to Sidney Crosby growing up, now is his favorite NHL player growing up, and wanting to be like him and all that other stuff. So I'm pretty sure he will enjoy playing with Sidney Crosby on that second line. So can't wait to see how that line projects. And the 2025 NHL Four Nations Faceoff event. Of course, the third line, we got Alexi Lafreniere, Braden Point, and Steve Stamkos. So, of course, two former Tampa Bay Lightning teammates reuniting on this third line, and can't wait to see what they do, especially when they're not teammates anymore. So I'm pretty sure they'll generate some of that scoring touch that they had when they were teammates on Tampa Bay Lightning. And of course, the fourth line, we got Mark Stone, Mark Scheifele, and Sam Reinhart. But I really do love this second line. The second line is just something else. That's probably my favorite line out of all these right here. Notes for four line notes for Team Canada. So, of course, the top line features Brad Marchand, Connor McDavid, and Mitch Marner. So, of course, it will combine speed, creativity, and a mix of physicality right there. So, of course, the speed from Connor McDavid, and then we got Mitch Marner's creativity and goal scoring chances, and of course, Brad Marchand has grit and defensive awareness. So this top scoring line is expected to overwhelm opponents with speed and high caliber passing. Of course, the second line consists of Sidney Crosby, Nathan McKinnon, and Connor Bedard. So a mix of playmaking, veteran leadership, and goal scoring power. Of course, Sidney Crosby, who I really hope will be team captain of Team Canada. He's going to provide that veteran leadership right there. And of course, we got Connor Bedard. We all know what he can do. He won the Calder Trophy last season for Rookie of the Year. So he has a great hockey IQ, elite puck control as well. So, of course, Crosby and McKinnon, great playmakers in their own rights. And, of course, Connor Bedard adds that fresh goal-scoring edge. The role, secondary scoring line with a balance of experience and youthful talent, excellent at control, high-tempo play. So the third line will consist of Alexi Lafreniere, Braden Point, and Steven Stamkos. Of course, we see that reunion of Braden Point and Steven Stamkos. Of course, they both won the Tampa Bay Lightning together, so they will bring that chemistry and offensive threat on the third line. So, of course, Braden Point speed with Alexi Lafreniere's positioning, and, of course, Steven Stamkos 1T blast. So can't wait to see what that third line produces. Role, balanced line, able to play both power and finesse styles with an emphasis on consistent offense. And of course, the last line will feature Mark Stone, Mark Scheifele, and Sam Reinhart. So defensive, liable fourth line right there, known for their with Mark Stone and Mark Scheifele known for their two-way play, defensive responsibility, physical presence, and net front play right there. Mark Stone and Mark Scheifele, like I mentioned already, known for their two-way play and making this line a reliable shutdown unit. So this fourth line will just take it to you. Defense pairs for Team Canada. Of course, you got Devon Tage and Cale Makar. Of course, both of those guys play with each other on the Colorado Avalanche. So I'm pretty sure it will be no surprise putting these two for Team Canada. And then the second pair, Josh Morrissey and Shea Theodore. And then the third pair, Alex Pietrangelo and Noah Dobson. And notes for this, of course, like I mentioned, Devon Tage and Cale Makar, they both played together on the Colorado Avalanche, play on their first pair, according to the Daily Faceoff website. So, of course, one person doesn't play on the first pair, the other person plays on the second pair. They both play together on their first pair for the Colorado Avalanche. Of course, Makar and Devon Tage provide a balanced mix of puck moving and defense right there. And strengths of this, we see Cale Makar's dynamic puck movement and offensive skills combined with Devon Tage's steady defensive reliability. And the role of this primary puck moving pair and initiating breakout and providing offensive support for Team Canada. Second pair features Josh Morrissey and Shea Theodore. So, of course, they bring stability and offensive instincts. Strengths for this, skill skating and puck handling from both players. Shea Theodore's offensive instincts paired with Josh Morrissey's positional awareness, which will create an adaptable mobile pairing. The role of this strong second pair capable of matching against high caliber opponents and contributing to the power play. So, of course, these guys looking to light it up from the blue line on that power play right there. And of course, the last pair features Alex Pietrangelo and Noah Dobson. So, of course, Alex Pietrangelo will provide that veteran experience on that third pair, while Noah Dobson has that agility and play reading style, and together they can play a steady shutdown style or activate offense as needed. So mix of veteran leadership and youthful energy on that third pair. And of course, the goalies, Stuart Skinner starter, Jordan Bennington's backup. I probably should have had this switch considering how the Oilers got off to a rough start to the season. But, they're still trying to find their rhythm. So I'm still kind of confident in Stuart Skinner in a way. And Jordan Bennington, of course, solid as always. He won a Stanley Cup before. So he's backup. And Sam Montembeau, of course, is the emergency backup goalie. Here are the goalie stats from last season, and the reason why I provided each stat from the goalies from last season is because this season, of course, their stats are subject to change. So it's going to change throughout the season. So that's why I didn't put the goalie stats for this season. I put it for last season. So, of course, we saw Stuart Skinner stats with the Oilers, 36, 16, and 5 with a 2.62 goals against average and a .905 save percentage. Of course, the Oilers went all the way to the Stanley Cup final last season. Unfortunately, lost to the Florida Panthers, but it would have been cool to see them break that Canadian Stanley Cup drought. Last season, the playoffs, Stuart Skinner was 14-9 with a 2.45 goals against average and a .901 save percentage and one shutout in the Stanley Cup playoffs. And Stuart Skinner likely starts to this due to his strong performances from last season. Of course, he's looking to bring that back with the Edmonton Oilers. The last game that they won was, I believe, 8-3, 7. They won against Vancouver in their last game, which was a 8-3 win, I believe. I could be wrong, but I know it was like a high-scoring game for Edmonton. For Jordan Bennington, this was his stats with the St. Louis Blues from last season, 28-21 with a 2.84 goals against average and a .913 save percentage. He did win the Stanley Cup with the St. Louis Blues in 2019. He was a rookie goalie at the time. And in the 2019 playoffs, he was 16-10 with a 2.46 goals against average and a .914 save percentage, one shutout during that time. Sam Montembeau, stats with the Montreal Canadiens. So, of course, he was 16, 15-9 with a 3.14 goals against average and a .903 save percentage. And speaking of Sam Montembeau, that game, Canadian Sabres in Buffalo, that game was absolutely insane. That was a great game to watch. Of course, the Canadians are back at it Thursday, I believe, against Minnesota. So it'll be interesting to see what they do there. All right, guys. So that is going to do it for part one of this 2025 NHL Four Nations Faceoff video. So as always, leave a comment down below. Make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to the TG Hockey channel. And make sure to follow the Hockey Talk with TG podcast on all, and I repeat, all your podcast streaming platforms. So Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, and more. This podcast airs every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, of course, 11:30 a.m. to noon Central Time, and then 12:30 p.m. to 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, and then 9:30 a.m. to 10 o'clock a.m. Pacific Time. And, of course, like I mentioned, stay tuned for part two of the 2025 NHL Four Nations Face-Off video. We will be doing Team USA next, so stay tuned for that. And like I said, make sure you subscribe to the TG Hockey channel. Most of you are not subscribed. I mean, a few of you I see watching my videos and are subscribed. Really do appreciate that. I need the other people. I need the other people that do watch my videos that aren't subscribed to subscribe to this channel, along with subscribing to my Hockey Talk with TG podcast. But anyway, I will see you guys next time.